Hi, and welcome back to In Her Era. I am Monique, and this is the show that cuts through the trends to give you the tools and life lessons to help step into your era as the woman you were always meant to be. Today's episode, I wanted to unpack something that is never talked about in the wellness industry, online, or just in life, and that is the pressure of wellness. It's this paradox that we're finding ourselves in, is that we really want to be well. We want to be doing all these wellness things. We're seeing it all online. But is it actually making us better? Is it making us that healthiest, most amazing version of ourselves that we want to be? From my perspective, what I am seeing as a functional health practitioner is that there is so much noise online, and a lot of it is not even true. And so many people come to me with what should I be doing? What should I be taking? Is this good? Is this bad? It's this whole pressure to be doing all this stuff that people are showing you, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, because it's really loud and it's very good marketing. They are telling you what to eat, when to move, what type of exercise you should be doing, how to breathe, whether you need to be buying an Aura ring because you really should be tracking your sleep, or you really need to like matcha, but it tastes like grass for a lot of people. You need to go to these Pilates studios. You need to look cute in your little matching activewear set. That is making us more stressed around wellness, which is actually defeating the whole purpose of what wellness activities and wellness is actually meant to be, which is feeling so good in your body. That's the whole point of it. So we're going to unpack this today. And the thing you'll learn about me is I am not someone that will just give my opinion. I will back it up. I will bring the receipts. I'll bring the data. I want to know what is actually going on, because then we can come out with the strategies that you can actually implement into your life to make wellness feel really, really good again. Instead of feeling this overwhelming sense of what I should and shouldn't be doing because of what everyone else is telling you online. I wanted to break down a study that I actually saw. It's from Lululemon and it came out in 2024. It's the Lululemon Global Wellbeing Report, and they surveyed 16,000 people across all the countries of the world. What the crux of the study revealed, and why I wanted to have this conversation, is because this constant pressure to improve our well-being is actually making us less well. While the importance of well-being is stronger than ever, so is the pressure to keep up. And this is despite the fact that literally 89% of people are actually taking more action to improve their well-being than a year ago. I really do believe that people are trying to make a more conscious effort in their decisions around their health and their mental health. There's so much more information online, which is so good. But almost 50% of people are experiencing well-being burnout. So well-being burnout refers to a state of mental, emotional, or physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress related to maintaining and improving one's well-being. So this could include information overload, the pressure just to be constantly on and constantly doing the latest wellness things because that's what you were told, or just feeling like you're falling short of that ideal well-being standard that everyone is setting. To me, well-being burnout feels like this constant exhaustion caused by this pressure just to be well or look like we've got it all together and we're doing all the wellness thing. We're constantly being told what we should or we shouldn't be doing to optimize every single part of our lives, and that we have to be doing all these things. And most of the time, what people are saying are very, very conflicting and they're very opposite. And so when we don't do it all, we feel like a failure, like we're just not good enough, because there is always more that we feel like we should be doing. I will 100% back myself in saying that all of it, well, most of it, if not all, is attributed to social media. It honestly doesn't surprise me that 2/3 of the people surveyed, so that's 61%, say that there is this pressure or this feeling or societal expectation to appear well. It's that they have to be this Pinterest perfect version of wellness, really aesthetic. So I really do think it used to be I reckon in the 2010s, there was this real obsession with Fitspo and inspiration, and people really wanted to be skinny, and that was the whole goal. And though that has transitioned and moved away from that, which thank goodness, but I still think there is this almost transition into a wellness toxicity form, where instead of that, people are focusing on like who can eat the cleanest, like the cleanest, healthiest food and the most high protein meal. Like, are you getting your 14 grams of protein? Are you going to your reformer class at 6 a.m. with your green juice and you've got no cortisol spike on your Oura ring? There's this constant like pressure and increasing expectation of what we think wellness should look like because we are constantly bombarded with it online. Comparison culture never left. It just transitioned and evolved into wellness comparison. I am a person in the health industry. I post educational content. I love posting, going to my Pilates class or my decompression walk, or posting if I went to a cafe and had a cute bowl. Like, I'm not saying that that is wrong or that is bad. What I do feel like people fall into the trap of is this comparison and this pressure to be showing us all the wellness things that they're doing, to look a certain way, to make sure like our breakfast looks really, really aesthetic because we're going to post it. And it has to be matching outfits because we're also going to post it again. Like, there is a fine line drawn between, instead of wellness feeling really good, which is the whole point of it, instead of focusing on how we feel, we're focusing on the performative aspect, doing what like everybody else is doing. But at like the same time, so much of what we see online isn't even real. It's filtered, it's curated, it's very performative, it's influencers having brand deals promoting a certain product that they actually wouldn't use and doesn't really make a difference in your life, but you think you need to take it. And we are burning ourselves out trying to keep up with this reality that a lot of the time isn't real. It's like, for example, you know, in those everything I eat in a day, what they eat in a day is not realistic. And to me, it's a red flag because every person is very different and a lot of people don't have the time to make these beautifully curated bowls with like beautifully edible flowers on top that may take them like an hour and a half to make and then like an hour to shoot and post and make it really, really aesthetic for you, because now you feel pressured, even though you're working a 9 to 5 in a corporate job, you feel this pressure to then have that form of wellness because that is what they're doing and that is what they look like because of what they eat. So we just get stuck in this perpetual cycle of the more pressure we feel to be well, the less well we're actually feeling. I also found it really interesting in this study that in the top wellness burnout zone, so these are the countries in the survey that experience the most wellness burnout when thinking about their physical, mental, or social well-being. Australia is number 1. New Zealand is number 2. And I actually agree. I think this is very, very accurate because I really feel like there has been a huge shift, this huge wellness boom. Because when I was 18, like it was all about wearing this tiny little dresses and the tallest heels. I don't even know how I walked in them. And we were all going out. It was like every weekend we were all going out. I think I literally did it for a year and then I just couldn't do it anymore because it's just not me. I'm not that type of girl. But at the same time, that's what we were doing. And now it has been a huge shift and a transition where it's more about, you know, ice baths at 7 a.m., morning Pilates, run club, instead of what it used to be. And it does kind of correlate with the fact that, you know, a quarter of nightclubs have actually closed because there's less demand, there's less people going to them, because I think more and more like Gen Z millennials are now prioritizing and focusing on their well-being and their wellness, which like I love and I agree with. I think it is so much better. We actually want to enjoy our Sunday and not have this awful hangover. But what I think is happening is that the same standard that we went for clubbing, the same like we were in our short bodycon dresses, we were looking really cute, our makeup is done, is now the exact same standard that we are bringing to run clubs and our 7 a.m. Pilates class. Like when I go for a run, I literally look like a fire truck. I'm dying. I am like hyperventilating. I am not a runner by any means. I like look gross. I am not cute. I am not attractive. I don't wear makeup because like I don't want my pores to be clogged with all this crap that I'm putting on my face. But what I am finding is that these run clubs or wellness events have become like the new Tinder. It's like the new dating app. When people were going out and they were clubbing and they were meeting all these people, that's now like in Run Club. So you kind of feel this like obligation, this expectation to dress a certain way, to have these like cute little matching outfits, which kind of don't leave anything for the imagination as well. And a face full of makeup, because like that's where we're meeting people, or we're going to like post it on TikTok. So like we want to look really cute because we're going to post it and then everyone will see. There's now these high expectations of what you should look like to even enter those things. It's almost like a subconscious pressure that we have to look and be a certain way to attend wellness type events. Like I would just want to rock up in my top knot and my oversized t-shirt and go for a run, but I just feel like I wouldn't fit in. Like I feel like I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. So I just wouldn't go. And I do know that that is what everyone else is feeling. And it's matching the kind of research that is saying that the social comparison on wellness behaviors is actually starting to contribute to anxiety, especially when we feel like wellness is like a status or a symbol or an identity. So I really feel like we're at this kind of like juxtaposition. We want to feel well. We want to like wake up with the most energy. We want to eat well. We want to feel amazing in our body. We want to love how we look. But at the same time, we are drowning in the wellness content. Should I be meditating more? Should I be drinking coffee or matcha? Should I be doing Pilates? No, like maybe I should be doing CrossFit because she's doing it and she looks like that way. And now everyone's doing high rocks, so maybe I need to do that. It is no surprise that the studies show that 53% of people are feeling so much conflicting information online in the best ways that they should improve their well-being. So what ends up happening, you go one or two ways. You either get so overwhelmed with so much information that you do nothing because you don't even know what to do, or you try a million different things. You spend so much money, all these wellness products, all these things, but it's actually not making you any better. Like it's not moving the needle to how you want to feel. And it is the number one thing I hear all my clients come to me with. It's like, I've tried all the things. I'm doing all the things that they tell me to. I'm trying to listen to all the wellness advice online, but I don't even know what to listen to. They're overwhelmed, they're confused, and they don't even know what will work for them, their lifestyle, their goals, and how it fits into their routine. And that's why I am such a big advocate and why I work so closely with my clients is it's like personalization. It's fitting into your routine to make it work. Because right now it is a constant consumption of wellness that we're either so overwhelmed we're not even implementing it, or we are stacking and stacking and stacking all these wellness trends that it's too much for our body and our brains to even handle. Like it's so much. And I guarantee to become that healthiest, most vibrant version of yourself, you do not need another to-do list. You need less noise. So what do we do with this? You're like, Monique, okay, I get it. I feel all of it. If the pressure to be well is making us unwell, burnt out, stressed, then the solution isn't to do more. Like we don't need more. We need to do what actually works for you and what fits into your routine. It's to simplify, to personalize, to build a wellness strategy that works for you, your lifestyle, your biology, where you're at in your like hormonal flow. Like it's about working out what feels good for you in your body, not just what looks good on Instagram or someone else. Lululemon posted some strategies in their wellness report. You can check it out. I will link it in the show notes. But I think they were a bit fluffy. I think we can actually do a lot better. And I think there's some really tangible, actionable things that you can implement to just not feel this overwhelming sense of wellness and this pressure to be a certain way, to look a certain way, to do whatever they're doing, but make it work for you. Something that you enjoy, that you'll be consistent with instead of this pressure. The first step, which I'll talk about, is foundations first. If you are feeling so overwhelmed with all the information and all the noise, this is where I want you to start. You start with the foundations because this will get you like 70 to 80% of the way of feeling good. You will feel so much better just by implementing the bare foundations instead of all these like biohacks. Those extra things like say the LED masks or the Aura Ring, or like the mats that people lie on and it's like EMF, they are the on top, they're the fine tuners. They are not the things that are going to get you the bulk of the results. So we want to kind of strip it back. Let's start looking at, what are you eating every day? Are you eating whole food based meals, or are you kind of like eating everything out of a packet or a convenience store meal, like on the go? So where can you adjust what you're eating? How are you sleeping? Not just the amount of hours you're sleeping, but the quality of your sleep. How are you moving your body? Are you sitting most of the day and then pounding like a 30-minute workout in the evening? Or are you like moving throughout the day as well? Are you stressed and it's like overloading you? Because the more stress you have, it doesn't matter all the great things that you're doing, like it will fuck up everything else. So how is your stress levels throughout the day? Whether that you need to like implement a decompression walk at the end of the day to kind of separate that like work life from home life, or whether you need to implement little strategies in your day, little micro habits that you can do some breath work or a little meditation or something throughout the day to kind of reset your day so you're not operating at high cortisol. There's so much we can do in terms of foundations, which we'll definitely dive into in another episode. But what I really want you to take away is the foundations come first before those other things. It's what I start with all my private clients first, and it's what will make the biggest impact in the beginning. Is we personalize what they need to do in terms of the foundations, how it fits into their lifestyle, their routine, and then we add on the testing, the functional things, the more personalized, fine-tuning biohacking strategies that make a big difference. The second thing, which really connects to the first point, is that well-being can be bite-sized. It is not all or nothing. Like, I do not believe in that whatsoever. And it is the reason why no one is consistent with their wellness, is because they steal the information, they're buying all the things, the supplements, the products, the skincare, the LED, and they're trying to do all these things, but they're not consistent with it. Like, it falls off the wagon and then it goes back in the cupboard because they haven't created a habit and a routine and added it in incrementally. So consistently with the foundations beats any constantly changing strategies or any biohacking device you see from some influencer online, because it is honestly not what most of us need. We need daily things that make us feel really, really good. And I am a huge fan of micro action. So little habits that you build into your day that you will build upon and start to implement, that becomes a habit, and then you add something else. So for example, say that you wanted to improve your sleep. Sleep is so important for your energy production, your motivation, your dopamine reserves. It's important for detoxifying your brain to preserve memories. It's for blood sugar. It's like such a priority and such a foundation. So if we're wanting to improve our sleep quality, let's say our first micro action is at 9 p.m. or half an hour before bed, whatever time you go to bed, half an hour before bed, you turn off your phone. Phone goes away so that the blue light is not disrupting your melatonin production. That goes away. Another thing might be you stop eating 3 hours before you go to sleep so that your digestive system is you've digested your food so that it can then prioritize your brain detoxification and it's not instead prioritizing your digestion. So say you then do these micro actions, you do them for 2 weeks or 1 week, whatever it takes to then build that habit. You don't even have to think about it anymore because it's now a habit. Then you add on something else instead of doing all these little things to implement to help make your sleep better all at once, because I guarantee it won't stick. Another strategy I love, Lululemon actually talked about this in their report, and in terms of preventing that wellness burnout, is working out together. I don't know about you, but like when you're working out with someone, you're just so consumed by being together and like actually doing the things that you're not even thinking about anybody else, what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're wearing. It's just you two. So my sister and I used to do spin class together. And it was a very bougie studio. I loved it. But all the girls, they would be in their like little matching Pilates set, like their activewear set. It was all color coordinated. Their nails were done. Their eyelashes were done. They had laminated eyebrows. Their hair was like immaculate, no like strand out of place. And then there's my sister and I like rocking up with like our faces were all red after wiping our makeup off from the day. And our activewear set was not like matching or aesthetic. And like we didn't care. I'm not thinking about what everyone else was wearing. I wasn't really noticing because it's like her and I, like we were just together, and it was more about going to do the workout together and feeling really good. And we actually discussed like the songs that were playing and like the workout afterwards, less about like what everyone else is doing. when we're talking about community events as well, like run club isn't bad, like definitely not demonizing run club. But if you feel like run club is like a catwalk or a runway and you have to look a certain way to be there, then that's actually not wellness. That's defeating the purpose of why you're going to run club in the first place. Because run club's meant to feel like this community. It's bringing people together for a shared goal. Like it is so lovely. But if you are like falling into that trap of comparison, worrying about what other people think of you, what they're wearing and what you look like, and you need to buy a different activewear set to just go, then maybe we need to pick another wellness task for you so you feel more comfortable being exactly as you are, exactly what you're wearing. No need to buy anything else. It's just so that you feel really good and do an activity that lights you up. And it's more about, again, the feeling of going to the activity, not the comparison and the pressure to be a certain way. Lastly, do not confuse inspiration with obligation. Just because someone does an ice bath at 7 a.m. every single day does not mean that you're an unhealthy person and that if you're not doing it, you are a failure. And to be honest, if you are a woman that really shouldn't be doing ice baths every day, and we should definitely have it at a higher temperature than men do, but we will get there on a different episode. It is about finding out what you like to do, and genuinely seeing social media as inspiration instead of feeling like, well, I have to do that because that's what she did. And whether you actually need more like personalized advice. So someone who can break through the noise. This is what I do with all my clients. I tell them what is actually science-backed, what actually makes a difference, and then who knows you personally with your current stage of life, your current lab work, what's going on inside, and then making a wellness strategy fit around you. There is no such thing as one size fits all wellness. And if anyone tells you that and is marketing like this will cure everything in 30 days, like no. It's just, there's no such thing as one size fits all. Everyone is really, really different. Everyone's biology is really different. Everyone's life stages are different. So don't let the pressure of seeing what everyone else is doing online make you feel like you have to follow along like a white sheet. See social media as inspiration, maybe motivation, but it's not obligation. So I hope those strategies were helpful in some way, especially if you've been feeling like wellness is just like another thing that you can't do right, or you're just so confused by all the noise online. I hope it highlights the fact that you are really not alone. Like you are not the issue. The noise is, the pressure is, and you have full permission to opt out of all the noise. Take it as inspiration for what it is. And again, it is not something that you need to be doing because that is what someone else is doing. It is about finding what works for you, what feels really, really good for you, because wellness doesn't need to be aesthetic. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be aligned with your schedule and what feels good with you and what your biology needs. Anyway, so I hope this episode was so helpful and a bit of an exhale, a bit of a permission, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Whether this resonated, whether you got some things out of it, or whether you completely disagree, that's fine. Lululemon, or whether it's just like me and Lululemon having like a bit of a rampage together on the same page. As always, thank you so much for listening. I always value, I'd never take it for granted, someone taking the time to listen to a podcast, to learn and educate and just feel and step into that best version of themselves. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have the most amazing rest of the week, and I will see you next week.